What's up, YouTube? It is me, Topher Crost, here to talk to you about the new Pokemon Go update and why I have just a little bit of a problem with it. But before we get any further into this, I want to acknowledge something. I got my screen pulled up here for you guys, and I just wanted to talk about how the post that I found just doing a quick Google search with the most information on it is from the Christian Post. It's from the Christian Post website, which is really funny because all of the Christians, like the real Christian-y Christians I've ever been around, aren't really huge fans of Pokemon. So I thought it was funny that if you go to the Christian Post that they were supporting something like this. I don't know, or even advertising it. Really, I just thought it was funny. But anyway, let's get into this. Let's talk about it. So I'm just gonna read off the site a little bit, and then we're gonna just talk about the what the issue that I have with this whole Easter event that's going on right now. All right, so I guess I'll read the title first. Pokemon Go Easter Event Extravaganza to bring double EXP and changes to eggs included. All right. After weeks of speculation from Pokemon Go, players and all kinds of rumors popping up, the Easter-themed event is finally about to go live. Officially, the new event is known as Extravaganza, and then, as the name implies, this is mainly one of those things players need to hatch inside the game. Developers revealed in a new post on the game's official website that 2-kilometer eggs now contain a greater variety of Pokemon. All right, so we'll get back to that. This should come as pleasant news to players who have been seeing the same creature showing up again and again where they live, as they may now be able to find some new ones by hatching eggs as they can. I'm gonna get back to that paragraph. That's where I'm having my my issue. Another helpful bonus that should entice players to keep going with those eggs is that they will now be able to receive more pieces of candy for each time they hatch one, or for each one that they hatch. Sorry, my dyslexia kicking in a little bit there. Also changing inside Pokemon Go, thanks to the ongoing extravaganza, is the amount of experience points players can earn. Specifically, players can now earn double the amount of experience points while the event is live. Continuing with the egg theme, players who decide to use lucky eggs while this event is live will see those bonuses stack up, and they'll be able to receive quadruple the amount of experience points compared to when it was just another ordinary day. Players also don't need to spend that much to purchase a lucky egg, as its price has been cut in half. So half the XP times 4. Half the price times 4 EXP. That's fantastic. That's great. That's some incentive right there, especially if you know how hard it is to level up and stuff in Pokemon Go. So that's awesome. For now, those are the only changes that have gone live courtesy of the extravaganza, but as players may remember, some shiny Pokemon were added to the game as part of the recently concluded Water Festival event. Furthermore, a recent report from /Gear mentioned that a new shiny Pokemon may be introduced via the Easter event. If I had to say one, it'd probably be Togepi. Developers have yet to confirm that new shiny Pokemon have been added, but players may want to watch out for them anyway. Pokemon Go players can take part in the Extravaganza event from April 13th at 4 p.m. to April 20th to 4 p.m., and these are Eastern time zones. So, okay, so that all sounds really good. You're getting the lucky eggs, which is really good. Half off if you want to buy them from a store. Hopefully, I would think they'd make them a little easier to find. And you also get the times 4 EXP, which is also great, and possibly maybe some new shinies. My problem with this update is that it is a temporary thing, and by that what I mean is, if you're like me, and you like to hatch eggs, and you like to go on the walks, and you like to spend the money on the incubators because you don't want to wait, go one egg at a time. And for those of you who even played Pokemon Go for a long time, you know how hard it is to hatch an egg. And you would assume, they already did one, where I think they took Pidgeys and Caterpies and Weedles and stuff out of the eggs, like the really shitty ones that you find everywhere. But you would assume that an update like this would be a permanent update, at least the first part. What I mean by that, okay, let's go back to this paragraph real quick. Developers revealed a new post on the game's official website that 2 kilometer eggs now contain a greater variety of Pokemon. That's really cool, but why haven't eggs always contained a greater variety of Pokemon? Why? And by that, I think they mean that they're releasing a lot of Johto. They're releasing a lot of Johto Pokemon into eggs, but... Well, I still have a problem with this because if you're like me and you hatch a bunch of eggs, you've probably noticed that you usually end up getting something you don't need. Like the other day, I hatched 2 eggs. I went out to go clothes shopping with my girlfriend. I'm sorry, my fiance. I'm still not used to that word. And we went out, and I hatched 2 eggs, and both of them ended up being Krabbies. On the way home, I hatched another egg, and it was an Oddish. That's a problem. That's a huge problem in this game, and the reason this update makes me so mad is this is a temporary thing. You have more variety temporarily, which I'm also assuming means that the rarer Pokemon will be a little easier to find. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, but that's what I think it means. And it's a huge issue. I don't understand why Niantic refuses to make, eggs more diverse in terms of the Pokemon that you get. It's like you're not always getting the common ones. Like you'll very rarely get like a Dragonite out of a 10k egg, or a Snorlax. I get like Pincers and Scythers, and maybe I'm just having bad luck and I'm going crazy and stuff. It might just be me. Back when they had EVs and 10k eggs, before they did that update, I got a lot of EVs and 10k eggs. But my problem with this is that you keep getting these ridiculous eggs. If you're walking 2 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, you want a reward at the end of that. And it's more than that. I mean, you're not just walking 2 kilometers. The GPS system in Pokemon Go is not perfect. You end up walking a lot more than 2 kilometers to hatch a 2 kilometer egg. And you definitely end up walking a lot more than 10 kilometers to hatch a 10 kilometer egg. And nobody likes 5 kilometer eggs because they're Pokemon. You just keep getting shit Pokemon. And my problem is that you keep getting shit Pokemon out of all these eggs. Why can't the first part of this update, the one where there's more diversity in the Pokemon, be permanent? And I have a few theories on this. First of all, I think it's so Niantic can make more money off of incubators. But to be honest, I think they would make more money off of incubators if they did make it a little more diverse in the terms of eggs. Because people would buy, I'd want to buy, if I can only find Pidgeys around where I live, which, I think Niantic needs to fix spawn points too, but that's a whole different thing. But if I can only find Pidgeys and Oddishes and stuff where I live, but I can, go to my Pokestops and get eggs and still walk around, and if I walk around, I can get decent Pokemon out of the eggs, I'm more likely to buy incubators because guess what? I'm getting better Pokemon out of these eggs. You can't just, you're not going to want to keep playing Pokemon Go and hatching the eggs if you're not going to get anything good out of the eggs. What about those people who live in like really rural areas where they don't have any Pokestops or really anything or nearby except maybe like that one Pokestop they have to go to, and they can like walk forever, but all they can find is maybe one Pidgey, for 3 miles. The only chance that they have at Pokemon Go is walking with eggs. And I guess it'd be cool for them to hatch a Pidgey, versus the rest of us, but still, I mean, you wouldn't want to keep getting shitty Pokemon after putting that kind of effort in. It's not like I'm saying that all the eggs have to be perfect and they all have to be great and they all have to be the exact Pokemon that I want them to be. But what I am saying is if you put effort into something, if you physically go outside and walk for this kind of stuff, you want a reward for it. And back when, I've about flipped shit when I hatched those 2 Krabbies the other day. I have Kingler. I think everybody has Kingler by now. Water Pokemon aren't very uncommon where I live, and I don't think they're really uncommon where most people live. They did the Water Festival event, which I thought, I don't know if it had something to do with like a particular thing in Japan where fish were celebrated or some weird crap like that. I'm sorry, I'm culturally stupid when it comes to that, Japan and stuff like that. I'm culturally stupid, let's just put it that way. But at the same time, if it didn't really have to do anything with anything, why would they make it so that it's water types? I mean, water types are pretty easy to find. Grass types, normal types. Do fire types, electric types, types that are harder to find in the game. Steel types, that would be great. Rock types. I have such a hard time finding rock types where I live. But that's just, neither here nor there. That's not really what I need to be talking about right now. The problem, again, because I know I ramble, that I'm having with this update is the fact that the rest of it's fine. You get more lucky eggs. That all makes sense. It's Easter. I mean, yeah, let's have some fun. But my biggest problem with this game right now, or this update specifically right now, is the fact that these variety eggs are not here to stay. Which means after this event is over, you're going to keep getting some really shitty-ass eggs. They're going to have some really shitty-ass Pokemon in it, and you're going to walk, if you even still play Pokemon Go, because it's becoming increasingly unfun to play because of stupid stuff like this. Not the Easter egg event, but like stupid things like eggs, that you hatch and you don't get anything out of. But if you do still play it, you probably won't for much longer. Not the way it's going, not the way they have it set up. I mean, it's cool they have Johto Pokemon in it now, but it doesn't really matter too much. I mean, you can go out and play a little more, and you can try to catch them all, but if you live in a certain area, it's probably going to be more fun for you than other areas. But this egg thing is really bothering me because this isn't here to stay. And I might be reading the update wrong. I always get like vague descriptions of what the update is. But either way, I think it's a problem that needs to be addressed with the eggs in the game. Because if you think about it, if you were walking down the street and you walked all day and it's a hot day or a cold day, but you need to go out and, walk those eggs around, and you walked 2 kilometers plus and you got an Oddish, and you see, Oddish is not, I don't care where you are, I don't think Oddish is uncommon. You'd be pretty mad. You'd be really mad. I mean, it's just something that needs to be addressed in Pokemon Go, and I don't know why, out of all things, this made me mad. This egg thing made me mad. And it really didn't make me mad. It just kind of irked me a little bit to the point where I feel like I needed to talk about it. And there's a lot of other problems with Pokemon Go that I probably should talk about. I've spent primarily most of my channel doing Yu-Gi-Oh! So far, just because I'm having, a lot of fun with it. But, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe I'm overreacting to this. What do you guys think? Honestly, do you think I'm overreacting? And am I misinterpreting the update? Let me know in the comments below. As you know, I love discussing things with you guys in the comments. So let me know in the comments below. Also, you can click the video off if I'm done talking about the Pokemon update. But I have another deck profile coming out hopefully within the next 3 days, assuming everything goes well. And I'm working on something really big for YouTube right now. I'm not going to really say too much about it, but I have about 20 pieces of paper sitting in my car right now with different videos, and it'll become more clear when it actually happens. But it's a long ways away. I think it's probably about 2 months away, 2 or 3 months away. And also I want to say thank you so much for subscribing up to 45 subscribers, and you have no idea how happy that makes me. So thank you for that. But anyway, that is all for me today, and please subscribe and watch and like, and if you haven't yet, check out all my other videos, and if you want me to do a certain video or play a certain game, let me know in the comments below, because I always want to have fun with you guys. So anyway, I guess that's all really for today. Have a nice day, everybody. Topher Crost out. Click.